On the table today at Squirrel Stampede, LEGO Ninjago is back on the with Jay's Titan Mech, a mighty awesome electrical mech from Jay. Always liking the Jay builds, whether they are the lightning jets or the dragons or the mechs. This one is pretty interesting. Also joining in for fun, we've got Kai's Mech Evo Rider, kind of similar to what we saw earlier in the year with Ghost Rider, a mech on top of a bike. We might even try to get Jay's Titan Mech onto Kai's Rider EVO. That sounds fun. And we might even try plugging them in. I don't know if we're gonna do that, but it's gonna be great. They're gonna be fun builds. So please join along as we build two mighty awesome LEGO Ninjago builds.
Squirrel Stampede!
So it's Jay's Titan Mech, finally, set number 71785, 794 pieces. Minifigures, Jay and Nia, always a good combo team. Another Woobot joins the club. And this series of 2020 Squee all about the Bone Kings. We've got a King, Knight, and Hunter. On the back of the box we see a mech that will stand 11 inches tall, possibly 12 if Jay had better posture, plus a few other battlements going on. Inside the box, portrait style instruction booklet. Let's go to the back. We have already constructed Zane's Ice Dragon and Cole's Earth Dragon. Check out those builds if you have not seen. Bag 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bags. Impressive. Plus a couple noodles Jay joyfully enjoys, and some stickers. Well, lots to construct. Let's get through bag 1, see what we're gonna get to. Nice to get these guys right out of the way. There is our Bone King. I think we've seen before, possibly from the last build with the Ice Dragon. Then we have a Bone Hunter minion, and over here, and way back, a Bone Knight with flags. What's mostly interesting is this clever little arrow launcher cart. They're always thinking of new ingenious ways to launch arrows. They don't launch too far. There's a little lever here that you're gonna pull back. A little rubber piece was inside, and it will shoot an arrow. But what's extra cool is then it just drops down the next arrow in place. This little piece will slowly drop down if you do it right. I think I need to pull this back more, and it's ready to go. So how did they design that? That's so clever. Such a clever little cart. And when you're ready to reload, just lift this back up, place your arrows back in. So what typically is a throwaway build, the bad guy build stuff, the little extra little guard tower, turns out to be something actually really fun. And now we can continue on with what we are all here for, and that is Jay's Titan Mech. So let's begin the construction of the most critical part, the torso. And so we have the Titan Mech torso complete. Almost complete. I always forget a brick somewhere, right? Right on the back. That's an easy one to find. So this is the hunched over Titan Mech right now. Such an interesting posture. We do have the ability to pop these out, so I wonder if this has something to do with just how he battles. And of course, Jay is going to sit up here in the cockpit. Now we're going to work on the legs that feature several bags. I think 3, 4, and 5. We're going to construct some feet. Well, we've constructed the legs of the Titan Mech, thighs, shins, and feet. So far, Jay's all about doing a dance number. I thought it was Cole's family who was in entertainment. Anyway, the legs are constructed pretty well, pretty tall. That's where most of the height is going to be, I bet you, in this mech. We've got articulation on the hips, knees, and feet, but it's fairly limited. We'll know more as we continue on. Now for bag 6, we will build up those arms. Okay, we have the core body of Jay's Titan Mech built. Pretty good overall, actually, proportioned really well. Except for maybe his poor posture. He stands a little funny, doesn't he? Crooked back, maybe too many battles with a Slytherin. Is that a Harry Potter reference? Good mobility with the shoulders on those rotational points and pin arms to move out. Ball joints on those elbows. And there are 2 fingers and a thumb and a spot to grip a sword. This mech looks battle ready for a lot of different positions. We're now going to go into bag 6, build a Nia, and some of the shoulder armaments to this incredibly cool mech. And constructed we have Jay's Titan Mech. What an incredible and uniquely designed mech. Very much still in the electrical lightning jet style of Jay. Blue and lanky and oh so very, very sharp. No shortage of swords. Here we've got the main primary sword weapon, and then we have 2 side sword weapons, not to mention more spiky things up on these shoulders that can blast out some pretty heavy projectiles. Ooh. It feels very unique. Sometimes these mechs that they have designed over the years bleed into one another. This one feels very unique. Maybe it's that weird posture of the way he's standing kind of forward pressing on. Maybe it's because of this really cool electrical headpiece. Kind of reminds me a little bit of what Kai had back in the Prime Empire series. Kai's jet mech has a little bit of that style to it, but it also has that Master Woobot style that we've seen the last couple years. Articulation really well done with this. We'll start up here at the shoulders. They have these great reach here. We can reach out and rotate. Then elbows on ball joints and wrists on ball joints for great sorting maneuverability. Then over onto his hips, also with those great rotational pieces that can pivot out a little bit. Knees on ball joints, a little bit tight there. And a little bit tight on those ankles, but it stands pretty darn tough. Also, these shoulder cannons are on ball joints, so you have the ability to really give them a lot of range, especially when firing those heavy projectiles. The headpiece is absolutely interesting. Kind of a small head, really, when you think about it, just right up here. But then reaching around back, this giant hair tail piece or so. Look at how this just extends back. Really fun to build, just a couple of those noodly wires with a bunch of these double hold Technic rounded pieces. Because of the way it's built, you can kind of give it a little bit of movement, but it kind of will just sag down on itself. But it's really quite interesting. Very signature look of this mech. It's so funny. It's so very wiry electrical. I wonder what happens if I were to charge it with a USB port.
Don't do it, Dan.
I mean, does it light up? It's gotta be terrific. Let's see here. Right into this here. Yes, I'll admit, probably not the smartest thing I've ever done. But the Titan Mech is a really beautiful mech. It's got all this beautiful piecework. Articulation is really well done. It certainly stands about 11 inches in height, maybe even larger with this sword. You could possibly say 13, but it's a fantastic mech to build. And now I'm going to do something about these electrical burns on my arms. So next up, if Jay gets a mech, so does Kai. We've got Kai's Mech Rider EVO, set number 71783, 312 pieces. With Kai, Nia again, she sure likes to hang out with the mech dudes. Another Bone King and another Bone Hunter. On the back of the box, the Evo builds are fun as you can soup them up. Here's stage 1 mech and bike, and then add on some extra pieces here. That bike feels like such a tractor to me with the front here. It would have been fun had they added a third wheel in the back. I almost thought I saw one. Kind of resembles something like what we just did with Ghost Rider with a mech on top of a bike. Inside the box, one booklet of instructions. Bag 1, 2, 3, and 4. So a little more than Ghost Rider. Plus a couple wheels, of course. More bones and stickers. So let's quickly build up this mech bike and see what we got. So it's Evo Stage 1 of Kai's Mech Rider. How you doing, Kai?
Pretty good.
And again, this is very similar to what we did earlier in the year with Ghost Rider and his bike. Pretty solid, beefy looking big-wheeled bike. Again though, I really thought it had that third wheel like it was a tractor. This front of the bike I feel like it's a tractor, especially in the image on the box. But it's really just a two-wheeled bike. Really not resembling anything of a tractor now other than maybe the red color and maybe the front wheel. It's funny how I keep seeing that. Pretty interesting build though. Came together quite quickly and now we can drop down Kai up onto the back seat here. And similar to Ghost Rider, his butt will clip right into the back of the bike. And maybe not like that. Why are your feet up on the handlebars, Kai? That's so dangerous.
It's a trick I like to do.
Yeah, get those feet down, buddy. There we go, that fits a little bit better. But the butt clip method really gets him saddled down nice and tight. He's not gonna go flying. You can have this guy go upside down and he is just fine. It's primed for battle against any bone enemy. It looks pretty good too on top. But now we're going to evolve our mech bike. We're gonna make it really special. So bag 4 has all the highlighting details, so let's get that going. Okay, stage 2 is complete of Kai's Evo Rider and really not much extra added on. Just a few tailpipes on the sides here and some swords up front and then a massive sword for Kai to hold on to. Not really much of an Evo upgrade, really. Third wheel would have been nice. I'm really stuck on that third wheel. Let's get him back up onto that bike. Remember, those clips on his butt will embed nice and tight so he can stay on there and not fall off. Now we've got it going. Look at this thing. This is so cool. I really do like the bike mech combo. Whoop, we lost those Evo pipes. You would think stage 2 would be a little stronger than that. Let's just get those pressed down again. All right, I do like how these pipes kind of push out too if you want to give it some extra flair. But the bike mech combo is such a fun idea this year. It's really cool and balances perfectly. There's never any tipping. These wide wheels give you nice stability and a good drive across any surface. And as for stunt work, he can roll onto that back wheel, he could roll onto that front wheel, and he can do a flip. Oh, he did it this time, he did it. Kai's learning how to ride his bike. Oh, you dropped your sword. This sword is just a little bit overkill. I'm not really big into the size of that. Just a little overkill. The real question now is, can we also get Jay onto the back of Kai's bike? I think it can be done. So let's move Mia out of the way, Bone King. Jay might need to hug on to Kai's back a little bit. Let's move these legs out and up as best as we can, and then hug around the bike like so. Okay, so we've lost one of Kai's arms. That might help secure him. And now the two are ready to roll into a monstrous battle. So when people tell you these are in no way a combiner, you can say on Squirrel Stampede, he combined them. Go into battle. Oh, well, I think Jay is still having some electrical issues after that outlet mishap. Oh, and check this out, Ghost Rider is back. Maybe we can get Kai on his mech on top of Ghost Rider. Or maybe Ghost Rider on top of Kai. Now, we'll do Kai on top of Ghost Rider here. Combine these two mechs together. And then, the Ultra, combine the Titan Mech onto these two. And then charge it with this outlet.
Don't do it, Dan.
Okay, maybe not the smartest idea. I don't really recommend combining all these sets together because the logistics are just too much, but it is pretty cool for trying. I need some ointment here. Ointment! And that's LEGO Ninjago, Jay's Titan Mech, and Kai's Mech Rider EVO. What do you think? Pretty good builds. If you liked today's video, please give us a squike, a squirrelibe, squammet your favorite build today, and Ninjago builds in general of 2020 squee. Thank you so much for joining. That's what I have to say about that.